definitely not from this world are totally visiting us on a daily basis, which of course would cause a massive problem. I guess a lot of people say now as a basic reason for the denial, talk about the massive social and cultural difficulties if all of a sudden people from other worlds who are benevolent and advanced suddenly show up on our planet and are recognized as such. So, which I think is a lot of garbage, but anyway.
Yeah. Me too. Oh, Sheldan, can you give out your contact information?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
If people want to get a hold of us, they can just write Planetary Activation Organization, or just PAO, they can write down. And our address to write to us is P.O. Box 880151. That's P.O. Box 880151, and that's in Pukalani, and I'll spell that for you. Pukalani, Hawaii, 96788. And then our voicemail is 808 area code 573-3110. And then our fax is same area code, 808-573-2867. And of course we have, as you know, a great website. And I tell everybody to go there where you can get the information I just talked about and more. And to get there, you just go to www.paoweb, all one word, .com. That's paoweb, paoweb.com.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, and so you're talking about this whole first contact mission needs to be speeded up because Earth is going through her changes and is accelerating through her changes to go through the shift.
Right, and that's created a danger, as I said, on this planet, which has to be negated through allowing this acceleration of our transformation to go on. And part of the last process of this, the last part of it, is to allow for the first contact mission to complete, which means they land here and are recognized for who and what they are, and they can then be allowed to formally start a teaching process and also a technology transfer, which can help us out greatly, because one of the basic things that they have told me all the time, and incidentally, if people are interested, I do an update every week, and it comes out on Tuesdays, or if you're in a different time zone, in Wednesdays. It depends on when you're at, because it comes out late on Tuesdays. So the best thing to do is go to the website we just talked about, paoweb.com, and you'll get these updates. And you'll see how I've been talking through a lot of these messages that they give me about this process of equating this transformation of our consciousness and the changes in the Earth with first contact. And first contact, of course, its final stage is what I like to call the landing and transfer stage. And I call it the transfer stage because it means we get to see them and they get to transfer their technology and their wisdom to us as part of this final process, which is shifting over into fully conscious beings. And that's an amazing thing. We're like, from a intelligence level right now, we're like 5 or 6 year olds, really.
Right.
And when we get this advanced transformation, we have to be prepared for it. So we have to go through a huge schooling process that has to be accelerated, because once you changed over, it's like somebody's given you this amazing operation and you've turned into this almost incredible being. And so you've got these telepathic, telekinesis, etc. You remember who you were, who you are, where you're going. You can suddenly talk to everybody in spiritual form. You can see auras. You can do all kinds of incredible things. And the information that would suddenly be hitting your senses, if you didn't know how to properly school your body and your brain for accepting it and using it properly, you would be overwhelmed to the point it would drive you crazy.
Yes, I can see how that can happen.
So what they want to do is help us understand this and gently act as guides and teachers for this operation transformation, as like a lot of them like to call it, from being limited conscious beings, in other words, living in this dualistic world, to being beings in which the whole basis of our reality is this feeling of being in a total feeling of joy and love. So the result of all of this is that we're going, when the Federation arrives, the Galactic Federation arrives, from being in a technology that is very polluting and very much a hindrance to the planet, to the point where we're even extracting a substance that's used to stabilize the tectonic plates, which is crude oil, to a position where we can actually put the crude oil back into the planet, and all the difficulties that we've caused the Earth's land, sea, and air, we can correct. Because they have technology that to us would seem right now like something made up by some Hollywood writer who was trying to write this fantastic story. So they have technologies. For instance, they have beam ships that have no limit as to where they can go and how far they can travel. So, and they can get there almost instantaneously because they've learned how the universe operates, which is basically that if you go above the frequency of one reality, or one dimension actually, and you go through that tunnel of that higher level and then you drop back into that level, basically what it'll look like to the person in that level is that you disappeared 1/10 of a second later, you reappeared.
Right.
In the first time you appeared, you may be over California, and the second time you appeared in like 1/10 of a second, you're over Tokyo. So the concept of distance to them, even though that's a very short distance, means very little to them. In just a few minutes, they can travel from here to either the Pleiades or Andromeda constellation or to Sirius. So you have a technology that can not only do this throughout the galaxy, but is intergalactic. It can travel from one galaxy to the other in a very, very short period of time. So you also have, with this, the ability to move beyond having to live off the Earth. This is something the farmers, I don't know, may not like or not, but you don't need to farm anymore, because what you do is you take the energy around you, and then you take a device they have that can convert that energy into whatever you want, whether it's food, clothing, or housing. As a matter of fact, you could build a building using this with the proper blueprints put into it. It could build an entire building in just a couple of days.
Oh, how wonderful. What about manifesting using our thoughts? Is this something to help us with that, or something we'll be using all the time?
Yeah, well, we can use this all the time. It's to help us in this transitional period. Because of course,
great. Okay.
Because once we become fully conscious, we can do all that kind of stuff on our own.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. Oh, so all of this will happen before the Earth shifts? Right,
that's what they want to do, because one of the things that Mother Earth wants from us is a return to the deference between the two of us, to creating this symbiotic harmony, which is the basis for why we're here in the first place. So our job is to be the steward or the guardian of Earth and this entire solar system. And so to do that, we need, first of all, as we're moving from this limited conscious to fully conscious state, they would like us to take the technologies that are hidden here on this world, which are some pretty amazing things all by themselves, and these really amazing things that they have, and bring them down, combine them, and use this to show that we are indeed moving into a higher consciousness by cleaning up all the muck and mess that we have created over the last few millennia, especially, of course, the last century and a half. So their hope is that we will then be able, in showing this, to then move into a fully conscious state and become fully conscious Earth stewards, and eventually not just planetary stewards of Earth, but of the entire solar system. And then we can join the grand councils that are about stewarding the entire galaxy.
So we have a lot of catching up to do.
Yes, we do.
In a short period of time.
Right. Like I said, we're kind of down there in the education totem pole right now. But we have the potential to make a massive leap up to, say, the equivalent of a postdoctorate degree. And this is one of the things that is very important to everybody in the Galactic Federation and the first contact operation, is that we understand this gentleness, we stay positive about the whole process. We realize it's being done by benign beings.
Mm-hmm.
One of the